Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Planet Fitness has everything you need anytime the motivation hits, so you can give everything you've got. With most clubs open 24 hours, you've got access to our best-in-class equipment to tackle early morning reps, late-night miles, and every workout in between. Join the club today and save $28 or more when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends February 27th. You ready? Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet. See club for details.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Back Nine Golf in South Lincoln is the premier indoor golf experience in the state. The weather in the winter months is cold, windy, and as unpredictable as a tee shot on the 450-yard par 4. With top-of-the-line full-swing simulators and a PGA teaching professional, Back Nine Golf is there to help you improve your game and lower your score. Back Nine Golf is open to the public with 24/7 access for members. Learn about Back Nine's variety of memberships today and see the facility for yourself at 7501 South 15th Street in Lincoln, just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Back Nine Golf, your premier indoor golf and events destination.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mostly sunny skies. It'll be breezy and mild with an afternoon high around 60. Tonight, mainly clear skies and light winds, a low around 34. And tomorrow, we'll see mostly sunny skies return with a light breeze. Be warm in the afternoon high near 69. I'm meteorologist Kyle Flechter for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt.
Terrell Farley, defending Terrell Farley, who last week in his first start was a holy terror, number 43.
And Jake Bockoven. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Powered by Bauer.
Welcome to Bock the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. It is Thursday, February the 26th, 2026. Beautiful day here in Lincoln. Let me get my stuff a little closer to me, Bock. I don't have them strong over glasses, but how's your day, Bock?
Hey, not too bad. Like you said, it's nice outside. It's no longer too slushy outside. Not a whole lot of snow still left. Maybe as we're here viewing O Street, maybe a little bit on the corners. But other than that, doing well. Nebraska basketball got a win. I'm always excited for Nebraska basketball to get a win. Obviously, Nebraska football now a little bit more in swing, as we can talk about the press conference from yesterday a little bit as we get going in here today. But I know we've got a full loaded show ready to roll, and so I couldn't be doing much better.
All right, Bock, let's go basketball first. Let's just get this out of the way. Nebraska faced Maryland yesterday. I can say it was a tough game, middle up to probably 10 minutes left in the game. It got kind of crazy, but Maryland played a tough game. They played great. Refs helped out a little bit, I heard. Like I said, I listened to it on the radio. Big fan of Kent Pavelka. Yeah, Kent Pavelka. He's great. That ringer. Yeah, he got so many new words he teaches me every week watching that. But getting back to the game, great game. Like I said, Nebraska inches closer to breaking the school record. They're 24-4 now. I think is 3 games left.
Yeah, to get to 27.
3 games left. When we look what went on for Nebraska yesterday. Kind of spread it out. Brendan Frager led the way with 21 points, 1 assist, 1 steal, and 8 rebounds.
Yeah,
good job there. You know, who else? Bryce Sanford had 16, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal. Sammy, my man, had 12 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal. No, 3 steals.
3 steals, yeah. He's a stealer.
Yeah. He's to me, Sammy is the MVP of this team. We can say different people, but when you have the grit of this young man, the overall performance that he does on offense, defense, rebounding, handling the ball, steals, he's all around MVP for me.
Yeah, and unfortunately, his assist to turnover ratio took a little bit of hit because he did have 3 turnovers last night, but still was able to get on the top end of that, 4 assists to 3 turnovers. But he's averaging like 5 to 1, or they're close to it, and one of the nation's lead with that. So, I mean, he's definitely got an argument. Again, we've done the team MVP discussion. I'd probably land on Bryce Sanford. I think the first half of the season, ranked mass. But Sam is definitely one of my favorite players to ever watch, and he's got an argument for team MVP just because of those, and he might not get statistics for it. It's just those hustle plays, getting a few extra possessions every game because of him. It might be steals, might be he's going in, diving and checking the ball off of somebody before it goes out of bounds. But I mean, he is just he would make any team better for the effort that he gives. And then again, I think a lot of it is because you can see that hustle and you see his diminutive status, at least compared to a lot of the players out there in on the basketball court. And so it's easy to go to that. But again, his speed, his finishing around the rim, his ability to penetrate and find an open shooter, and he's got a few of those to choose from, has just been fantastic. And so he's definitely got an argument for MVP there. But all together, I think we were impressed with Nebraska last night. A little bit of a reminder again that even though Nebraska is a top 12 team, they're not just going to roll the ball out there and get the win regardless. I mean, they had to fight a Maryland squad that hasn't had the season they wanted to, but has started to come on a little bit more of late. And they were, they hit some big threes and had some big dunks themselves to kind of keep them in this game. But it was especially a little bit concerning Nebraska. It has been a second half team at times this year. Couldn't get it going in the first 5+ minutes of that game. They turned to Braden Frager off the bench to get some points there. I'm still interested to see as his role develops. I mean, clearly one of the scoring options for Nebraska. It's nice to have the guy in a 6-man role, but could he force himself into a starting role at some point? You don't want to mess with it as their number 12 team.
How tall is he?
Frager, I think he's 6'7".
6'7".
Yeah, 6'7", 220.
Who's the center on this team?
Rink mass is 6'10".
So if I wanted to go, probably if I wanted to make my own lineup for Nebraska, I would probably go Rick Mass, Frager, Sanford, Hoiberg. I'll go Kel Jacobson. I'll set DeMarcus down. I'll let him come out
over Jamarcus Lawrence. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Jamarcus has been struggling kind of late. I mean, he struggled last night. I know he was sick, but this team needs to find a spark before we get into tournament play. A real spark where this team is gelling all on one cylinder at once. Because once they get tournament time, Bock, it's equal field. I mean, you're both playing on neutral courts. Whoever's the hottest team is gonna win that game. It's not about the best team in tournament time. It's who's the hottest team.
Yeah.
And so I think Nebraska needs to constantly keep these guys flowing, especially a guy like Jamarcus Lawrence. For last night, he was 1 of 7. 1 of 5 from 3-pointers, 0-2 from the free throw line. Only 3 points, Bock.
Yeah, did have 6 assists to 1 turnover, so that's always a good stat for your point guard. But yeah, I mean, I think you could still tell it. Maybe his legs weren't quite where they normally would be. But I think with where Nebraska's at, it would be a little bit risky to tinker with the lineup. You like what you have; it's working for one reason or the other. Your starting five doesn't necessarily have to be your best five, if you want to put it that way, or even as minutes go. Although that is the case right now, Nebraska's starting five does average more minutes than everybody else. But again, Frager's what? So Berke averages 24.3 minutes per game. Frager averages 23.6. So less than a minute difference there. And yeah, I mean, you could make the move, and maybe even after last night, you could think about it because he had to provide that punch off the bench. But that's exactly it. If you put him in the starting lineup, then what punch do you have off the bench? That is Berke or Jacobson? A guys that you can routinely expect.
You can put Jamarcus Lawrence and Berke. I mean, I think and a little probably have Jared Garcia play a couple of minutes. I mean, what you're trying to do is preserve yourself for the tournament, Bock, because once you get into this tournament, I mean, it's all or nothing.
Yeah, it will be.
And this team, we have seen probably when they really play a team that has a faster tempo, they wear Nebraska out first.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean,
the likes of an Illinois team or
Illinois was able to get them.
Purdue team that did the same thing to them. Very fast, high tempo, tires them out because they don't have a bench.
Well, they don't. Yeah, they're not as deep. Obviously, if Connor Season would have been healthy, you'd have another name there. Garcia and Leo Curtis are providing what they can. Deep down the bench there for a little bit of some spot minutes. Garcia hit a 3 last night that was needed. But yeah, I mean, it is pretty much boiled down for Nebraska. The rotation is basically where it's at. You're not going to get again, you might choose to put Curtis or Garcia for a few more minutes, but for the most part, it's Frager off the bench. It's Jacobson off the bench. You've kind of got your 7-man rotation and then matchup base who can get in there. And so you're going to need all these players playing well. And I was talking about it with Austin too, in the previous show, is that throughout all of this, and I think everybody's kind of fell into their roles pretty well, right? I mean, you can have a better shooting night. Frager was only 3 from 11 from deep. We've obviously seen him in his record breaking season that he could do more than that. Frager himself was just 3 from 9 from beyond the arc. But I think everybody's kind of settled into their roles. You just want to get the most out of them. And are you getting, Sanford's certainly playing at an all conference level. Hoiberg is playing better than we've ever seen him. It's about kind of getting those guys back into it. And Berke is an example of a guy that probably could push for more points, attempts if he really wanted to. But again, with his role, I think is kind of settled in. I'm not forcing up 3-point shots just because they're open at this point. I'll take them late in the shot clock. The concern for me, to a degree, very small degree, would be Jamarcus Lawrence, to your point, coming off that sickness and tweaking his ankle a little bit. You want to see him get back to his kind of midseason form. But the biggest one would still be Rink Mass. I mean, Rink Mass at the beginning of the season and through the first half of the season, they ran through the offense through him, still do much of the time. But was, I had the numbers right in front of me. I don't know where I put them. It was 14 of the first 16 games was in double digits in scoring. Only 4 of the last 11. Last night did have that, but still you could tell it's just a little bit off from his all-time high. And it's not to say that they can't win with how Rink Mass is currently, and certainly injuries and playability, all that is part of it, a part of any team. Like, to your point, getting hot at the right time, it's not the best at any point in the season. But I think for their true to put their best foot forward, they're going to need Rink Mass to hopefully, I don't know if it's heal up or kind of figure out whatever it was to get it kind of front end of the season, Rink Mass going.
Yeah. This second half, Rink Mass is not the guy we see in the first half. He was more like an MVP candidate early on in the season. I think after he came back from that flu bug, he hasn't been the same. You talk about a guy like Price Sanford. He sat back and waited on his turn, and now he's lighting it up from every angle of the court. And when you talk about how he is, I mean, this guy is a bona fide shooter. I mean, when we talk about that, Rink Mass is, I was kind of disappointed in some of the shot selections he had last night, especially around the rim with the little hook shots. Or I don't know who taught him the hook shots, but
he had a rough hook shot. He did. But especially, a lot of it was when he was open, and Price Sanford did a great job of finding him when they doubled him at the top of the key. Again, people know who Price Sanford is. Yeah. You don't want him hitting those threes, taking those shots. So they committed to that, and there was just a couple kind of awkward finishes. Could have, probably got called for travel on one of them that he did ultimately get in. Felt like he was more pump faking and worried about the presence down low than just kind of taking the shot. So again, I mean, he's a great player. He's battled through a lot. We know about the injuries, had to sit out all of last year. And so you just hope that, again, this season, all that stuff isn't taking its toll on him, and that they can get him back into midseason form, as we're talking about, where he was before. Obviously, even sickness came in, and sickness has been spreading around that team as well. So maybe that played a factor in it.
Spreading around the ticket too a little bit. So.
A little bit of that, yes.
Yeah, I got plenty of confidence in Fred, man. He's exactly what this university needed, especially after the rough couple of years he had at the beginning. But he kind of found his niche for what he wants and how he wants his team to develop, and how we react as fans is good for this team. I think Fred will have this team probably up like this every year from the rest of the time he's here. We just have to be patient this year, man. I know everybody wants us to be a number 1 seed, but being a 3 or 4 seed is better than being no seed at all. So, I'm still happy with the progress of this team. Still have 3 games to go. Still can win 27 games. 27-4 is a great record. I think we can win all 3 of them. I think the hardest game we face right now is probably the UCLA game. So that's probably the only worry that I have right here with this team. But the rest of them should be easy to take care of.
Yeah, and that one will be interesting. A 10 p.m. start here locally out in Los Angeles. They had a 10 p.m. game last night there on BTN2. This one specifically will be on FS1. But and UCLA is coming on. They're kind of in the middle of the conference, but as starting to show some more fight. They beat Illinois, of course, with that huge comeback there over the weekend, and then have beaten USC almost by 20 points in their last outing. So that will be a challenging game. USC is next for Nebraska, and you don't get a long break here. They'll be heading to LA here pretty quickly. That game is on Saturday at 3:00. And then, of course, the all-important revenge game against Iowa.
We beat them by 40.
Oh, man. As good as Nebraska's season will be, and even if they win 2 and lose to Iowa, still would be the best season in Nebraska basketball history. But you don't want to get swept by the Hawkeyes, that's for sure, especially on senior night. I think Nebraska owes I would call them our friends, but not our friends over there from Iowa, a little bit of a comeuppance here once they get to Nebraska. So hopefully that is the way that the season ends. But like you said, those 3 regular season games, and then it's time to start thinking about tourney time. Both the Big Ten tournament, where Nebraska right now wouldn't have to play until Friday, and would already be automatically in the quarterfinals. Would just kind of await some of the other teams to make their way through it, fight their way through it. And so obviously you'd have the advantage there if Nebraska can reign in the top 4, very much in contention for the Big Ten tournament championship there. And then the NCAA tournament opens up, and it's going to be a little bit of a different feeling for any of us that weren't around since even, the early 90s when Nebraska did have a 3 seed.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't watch Nebraska.
You weren't too aware of that, yeah. But and most people, this will be the first time, not experiencing as a whole. We know Nebraska made it a couple of years ago as an 8 seed. They made it as 11 seed under 10 miles. But to truly be favored and being picked down into all these different brackets. I know you're a big bracket guy. A lot of brackets across the country have Nebraska going far. That'll be a new feeling.
Yeah, I don't like to brag on my brackets, Bob. You see what happened when people say I brag. They get kind of upset because they don't have the power of picking great games.
That's right, yeah.
But great game tonight coming on. Box number 13, Michigan State versus number 8, Purdue. This is going to be a good one right here. This is a chance for Nebraska to move up another spot if Purdue loses this game right here.
Yeah, it's interesting. Both teams actually 12-4 in Big Ten play, but obviously Nebraska has the tiebreaker against Michigan State, having beat them. Opposite is the case for Purdue. So going to be going for Sparty here. It is at Purdue. So Sparty's going to have to get it done on the road. 7 p.m. tip on Peacock. But yeah, that'll be an interesting one. One way or the other, at least Nebraska still settle in, will be in good position at the top 4. But yeah, I think Nebraska fans, again, because of those tiebreaker, might be cheering for Mr. Tom Izzo tonight.
All right, Bach. Anything else on basketball, Bach?
I think that's about all I have as of now.
All right, let's go to break, and when we come back, we'll jump into a little NCAA rules. New rules put out by the NCAA today and some proposals going on. And also, we'll talk about the NCAA Oversight Committee and what they're going to do. 93.7 The Ticket, Bock The Blackshirt. We'll be right back.
Big value and big flavor meet at Wings and Rings thanks to the all-new delicious Duo Combo. This is the one you've been waiting for. Get one half-sized appetizer and 2 entrees with a side for only $19.99. Bring a friend for the best deal in town on any day of the week, during game time, or whenever the heck you want. Their made-to-order wings and chicken sandwiches are waiting for you at their 68th and O and 40th and Old Cheney locations. Stop by Wings and Rings and celebrate every day with the best meal deal in town.
Rick Heyman here from Starter Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Starter Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at starterheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
Hey guys, this is former UFC fighter and mixed martial artist Anthony Lionheart Smith. The Upside Bar and Lounge in South Lincoln is the go-to spot for every UFC event, prelims, and main card. There's never a cover, so make sure you get there early and stay late. Upside Bar and Lounge has daily specials, a margarita club, and a taco club. And don't forget, they just added Buzz Bowls to their menu. Learn more about upcoming events by visiting UpsideBarLNK.com and stop into their South Lincoln location for every UFC event on 27th and Pine Lake.
Let's fly. Your next trip starts at Lincoln Airport with American Airlines. Now flying nonstop service to Dallas, Fort Worth, and Chicago. American Airlines connects Lincoln to major hubs and destinations around the globe. Wherever you're headed, LNK gets you there with new nonstop flights on American Airlines.
Now boarding.
Convenient, fast, and stress-free. Book your next flight at LincolnAirport.com. LNK, make flying easy.
Looking for something fun tonight? Axe throwing, local beer, and great vibes are waiting at Arbor Axe House. From casual nights out to celebrations and team events, it all starts here. Reserve a lane today at arbораxe.com. Arbor Axe House at the corner of N Street and Antelope Valley.
Hey fellas, let's take a quick time out here. February is American Heart Month, and listen, men are the worst at getting checked out. We'll watch every stat in the league, but ignore the most important one. That's our own heart health. So here's the play. Talk to your doctor about scheduling a quick heart screening at Advanced Medical Imaging. It's fast, it's easy, and it could save your life. Your family needs you around a lot more than your fantasy team does. Make the call, get the checkup, take care of your heart at Advanced Medical Imaging.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
For remote starters, audio upgrades, and more, there's only one place to go. Auto Sounds of Lincoln at 48th and O.
You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Bock The Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. We are powered
By
Bauer.
infrastructure,
Bauer.
underground,
Correct.
excavating.
You know, Bach, when you go on ESPN sometime, you know how you used to hit the button just to look at all the sports?
Yeah.
You know how NCAA used to be the first one there?
For football?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, no,
yeah.
like when you just bring up that menu. When you bring up the menu, it say NFL, NBA, all that. It says sports. And college football used to be at the top.
Yeah.
Now it's like number 13 way at the bottom.
They move it around in the offseason. Once the in-season, they'll move back. Yeah.
All right, Bob. The NCAA eyes big penalties for violation of football transfer windows. This is a big one right here, Bob. The NCAA Football Oversight Committee is recommending emergency legislation to protect the transfer portal window by issuing penalties for schools and coaches who break the rules. The committee on Wednesday proposed a legislation to penalize schools who add players who do not make it public their interest in transferring during the transfer window period. Still kind of crazy though, Bob.
So like guys that are going to be transferring even after the spring window, even though they've done away with the spring portal.
Among the proposal penalty, the head coach who accepts a transfer who did not properly enter the January portal would be prohibited from all recruiting, on-field coaches, and team meetings for 6 games.
See, I've seen that. It's strange because to me, the simple fix would be just to make them ineligible and you lose all your games, right? I mean, I think that's it's kind of weird that the NCAA, and maybe it's, again, everything the NCAA does might be worried about what's kind of going on in courts behind them or in front of them if they punish too hard or whatever it
There's
might
more,
be.
Bob.
But
There's
I've just
more.
I already got a simple fix.
There's more.
Cut it off.
Here we go. The school accepting the transfer will be fined 20% of its budget.
That's a big one. Yeah.
Also, the school will lose 5 roster spots for the following seasons, even if it's no longer employ the coach who accepted the transfer.
This is going to have to be one heck of a transfer if you're going to take a 6-game suspension, lose 20% of your budget and 5 spots. I mean, you got to be talking about, and this is post-spring that we're worried about, right? I mean, you've got to be talking about the who's who of college football. That would be the only reason you would take. I don't know anybody would take this. So again, I say cut it off by just saying absolutely not. Anybody that does it is ineligible and you'll lose any game you play. But this is just about doing as much.
Yeah,
that's a big penalty.
Also, Bob, Cincinnati is suing former quarterback Brendan Sorsby.
I did see that too,
now they're suing him for Cincinnati is accusing Sorsby of breaching his NIL contract, which the school says was signed in July 25 to cover the 25-26 season. Cincinnati said the contract includes a $1 million buyout if Sorsby transfers.
Okay, so this is kind of more the buyout they're looking for. Interesting and sad that it has to get to this point, right? Sorsby, of course, you would like to have a nice relationship with your former team. I don't know how much of that would be kind of frustration at this point, but on Sorsby's side, if you're kind of thinking about it, is it worth it? He might just not, was hoping nobody ever said anything or something like that. But he reportedly signed with Texas Tech, who we know is a big spender for between $4 and $6 million to play this season. So if you're kind of thinking, well, $1 million for a college kid, kind of the old, kind of going back in that thought, not address, changing to the modern world. Sorsby's got that money, and if he signed the deal and they wrote it out that way, then I would expect him to have to be paying that. But we'll see how it goes.
I mean, your quarterback from Duke had to pay it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just take $1 million from whatever LSU is giving. I mean, Texas Tech is giving you and pay your money.
Yeah.
Well, let Texas Tech pay it. They don't want to.
Ask for $1 million more for Texas Tech. Man.
All right, Bock, we got another NCAA rule committee has proposed another rule change. This time, it involves targeting. First time targeting offenders, Bock, doesn't have a carryover suspension for the next game.
Wow. Yeah, that's a big one. It's something that we've had to adjust to over the last, since targeting's really kind of made its, they really started to crack down on it, I suppose, over the last 10 to 15 years, is, worrying about that. If it happens in the second half, okay, now you have to miss the first half of the next game. So that's interesting, although, that rule was there for a reason, right? I mean, you might not agree with it. It might have been frustrating, but now it is more less of a penalty or less of a risk if you're going to be targeting in the second half of games now. So I think that's it could have some unintended consequences in that manner as well. But I think that's probably fair. More often than not, it's kind of and again, that's probably the reason they had it, but more often than not, I mean, tossing you from the game probably should do in those cases.
I think it's great. I mean, I think,
you like the rule change?
Yeah, I like that part because I don't think a player deserves to sit out the second half of another game or the first half.
Yeah.
I mean, if he does it, just throw him out the game right there. That's his penalty. Next game, he'll learn. He won't hit so high in the head. I mean, you don't want a kid to miss an important game. Like, let's say we lose somebody like Ja'Cory Barney. He's an offensive guy. He makes a guy catches the ball and for an interception, and he runs down there and target it. We need that guy the next game, especially with the schedule we got. If we're playing a Oregon or we're playing a Ohio State or Indiana team like that. So I think that rule always should have been tweaked a little bit to make it fair for the players not to sit out a whole another half for another game.
Well, I think it's weird. I mean, you almost could kind of get into and it'd be tough to do. But you could kind of, I mean, they do it in basketball where it's like, is this a flagrant 1 or flagrant 2?
Yeah.
And it's the same type of thing in targeting. Not all targetings are built the same, right? They all don't look the same. It's very hard to try to go in there and look at intention versus not. But more often than not, I think it's, especially with how you ask players to tackle, and how difficult it is to kind of keep up with those rules already. It's probably past due for this because there's a lot of them where there's not a whole lot of intention there. At least it doesn't look like it. Maybe you didn't approach the tackle correctly and you do cause a little bit, but that's football. I mean, that's you have to kind of expect that.
It's called new generation football because these kids can't take the hits that people used to give out back in the day.
Well, they weren't healthy at any time. That's why
hey, look, Bock, let me tell you something. I got hit so hard one time, I was ashamed because I thought they seen it.
Yeah.
Somebody probably seen it, but I got caught on a swinging gate.
Oh, yeah.
You know what that is, Bock.
They outlawed that, didn't they?
They outlawed that. Hey, Bock, only thing I know is I was running down on kickoff, and I'm looking like, where is all the linemen or the front guys?
Yeah.
I didn't see them. One came and hit me on the side of the helmet. He knocked me to the ground. I popped back up like a Lego. Like I was embarrassed because I thought somebody was going to talk about me bad.
Yeah.
But I guess they didn't really pay attention to it.
The sideline didn't give you too much
They didn't give me anything.
Oh, nice.
I don't know, but I got caught off guard with that hit. So, and you always want to think about the safety of the players. And like I said, we played like we played like cavemen. Not cavemen, but what they call them Barbarians.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say Neanderthals. Those are also
barbarians
would be better, yeah.
Yes, when a player like Thomas sickle you with his arm and knock you down for a sack, that's barbarian.
Yeah.
All right, Bob, another rule change coming in. Offensive PI. It's 10 yards.
Yeah, not 15. Like
not 15. That's great. And another one. I love this rule right here, Bach. Best rule NCAA could have came up with. Player must wear leggings covering from the top of their shoes to the bottom of their pants.
Okay.
Full socks.
Okay.
Look like a football team.
Yeah.
Don't have your game pants pulled up like a pair of tights or biking shorts.
Yeah, like the Oklahoma kicker is the one that specifically people kind of he had those short shorts on.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean,
it doesn't look
that's
like a football.
I mean, not if I was a dirty player, I would go after that guy because you know damn well you're supposed to have your knee pads in.
Yeah,
yeah, cheap shot.
Yeah, it's weird. He said his pants. So he said at one time that this was the Oklahoma kicker Tate Sandell, who again has been kind of targeted because he wears these tiny pants and it works out for him. But yeah, it's
just get you
a little bit different.
Just get you some Bach. When I used to play Bach, well, I sound like a caveman again. But back when I was playing Bach, I used to get the tightest pants I could get into, like a 28.
Yeah.
28, 26. They was tight.
I bet.
They was tight.
Now, why did you do that?
Because it makes me run better. Hey, you want to run better.
Yeah.
Not these days, Bach. You see some players, they pants be loose in the back, all that stuff. I don't think it's real silk like I was probably used to be.
Yeah, apparently, but the Sandell, he said that that he kept the short looks because it does not restrict his kicking motion. It is kind of interesting, but obviously kickers are football players too, and I think Adam Carriger says are people too. But you know, they need leg pads and all that sort of stuff. I mean, yes, they're football players, but they're kickers.
It doesn't matter. You're a team,
and you might have to go out there and tackle. I mean,
you
play can break.
Yeah, you kick that 63-yard field goal and you miss it, and I bring it out of the end zone.
Yeah,
and if I see you running at me with just some thigh pads on, you're in trouble.
Hell yeah.
You're in trouble. So great rule, I think, by the NCAA proposal. We don't know if it's going to effect yet, but they're trying to do it for the 26th season. But great way to make these kids understand how you're supposed to wear a football uniform.
Well, this is odd. The NCAA doing something that we agree with.
All right, Bob. The next one is fair catch kick. I'm thinking that's the field goal you try or I didn't look it up.
Yeah, I said they're doing that already for the kickoff returns, obviously.
Yeah,
which you can bring it out to the 25 there. Don't love it, but you know they're at least. I mean they're sticking to the traditional kickoffs, if you will, whereas the NFL's obviously already gone with a different model. So we'll see. I mean, I think a lot of people expect the college football game to model the NFL and do what they do more often than not, but. We'll see. And they did. I mean, part of that is that's like the pass interference, offensive pass interference. That's 10 yards in the NFL. That's what they're switching now for college.
Well, what I was going to say, Virginia quarterback, he's trying to sue the NCAA.
Oh, is he now?
Yeah. Joey Aguilar said he was going to try to sue the NCAA just because these guys were denied. I don't know what kind of rules they have where this guy can be eligible and this guy can't. So you really have to explain that to me because a guy like Trinidad Chambers, he was granted another year by a judge in Mississippi who turned out to be a fan and got an autograph. So you should have threw that case out right there because that's kind of biased when you see that part going on, Bob, in football.
Yeah, it's always weird when these cases come down to just one judge, and then you have to look at their background, you know. And but it's true. I mean, again, that's what we said for years. Feels like the NCAA is throwing darts at a dartboard, whether or not they will allow you to continue playing or not. And again, many of these lawsuits have come down, and it looks like as of right now, Joe Aguilar not getting an extra year of eligibility, and you know that significantly changes what Tennessee's plans are moving forward if they can get him or not.
Yeah, we didn't know that from day one. They should have been trying to know it already. All right, Bock, let's go to break. And when we come back, we're going to talk a little NFL combine. Little Mel Kiper has one school with 4 players in the top 10. Oof, wish that was Nebraska. 93.7 The Ticket, Bock and the Black Shirt. Then at the top of the hour, we'll start listening to spring ball talk from yesterday. Bock and the Black Shirt, 93.7 The Ticket. We'll be right back.
One last night, one legendary career. On April 4th at 7 p.m., Love Nebraska hosts Love Austin at Baxter Arena, and it marks the final home match of Olympic gold medalist Jordan Larson's career. From world championships to unforgettable runs in Nebraska, she's defined excellence at every level. Now she shares the court one final time at home against an Austin squad ready to compete. It's more than a matchup. It's a farewell to a Nebraska icon and global trailblazer. Be there to witness history on April 4th at 7 p.m. Get your tickets now at lovbneb.com/tickets.
It's another new year and another exciting edition of the Nebraska Lottery's popular Cash Blast promotion. You know how it works. Until March 24th, buy a 2x2 ticket and get a voucher. Enter online for a chance to win a $5,000 or $500 weekly prize. And if your winning voucher is from a 7-day draw ticket, your prize is doubled. So start out your 2026 with a bang. Enter the Cash Blast promotion today. 2x2 top prize odds are 1 in 105,000.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Planet Fitness has everything you need anytime the motivation hits, so you can give everything you've got. With most clubs open 24 hours, you've got access to our best-in-class equipment to tackle early morning reps, late-night miles, and every workout in between. Join the club today and save $28 or more when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends February 27th. You ready? Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet. See club for details.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion, for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Rick Heyman here from Starter Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Starter Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at starterheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Back Nine Golf in South Lincoln is the premier indoor golf experience in the state. The weather in the winter months is cold, windy, and as unpredictable as a tee shot on the 450-yard par 4. With top-of-the-line full-swing simulators and a PGA teaching professional, Back Nine Golf is there to help you improve your game and lower your score. Back Nine Golf is open to the public with 24/7 access for members. Learn about Back Nine's variety of memberships today and see the facility for yourself at 7501 South 15th Street in Lincoln, just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Back Nine Golf, your premier indoor golf and events destination.
It's basketball season, and Salt Mine City is your pregame and postgame headquarters in the Haymarket for craft beers and great food. Get ready for the game with their big, fatty 7-ounce hamburger or try a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. And don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager. Salt Mine City, your basketball headquarters, now open at 2 p.m. Monday through Thursday and 11 a.m. Friday through Sunday at 8th and R.
Looking for something fun tonight? Axe throwing, local beer, and great vibes are waiting at Arbor Axe House. From casual nights out to celebrations and team events, it all starts here. Reserve a lane today at arbораxe.com. Arbor Axe House at the corner of N Street and Antelope Valley.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mostly sunny skies. It'll be breezy and mild with an afternoon high around 60. Tonight, mainly clear skies and light winds, a low around 34. And tomorrow, we'll see mostly sunny skies return with a light breeze. Be warm, an afternoon high near 69. I'm meteorologist Kyle Flechter for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Bock The Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. We are on Monday through Friday from 1 to 3. I just can't help but to go outside on every break to enjoy this sunshine out here. When you've been in the cold weather for the last 5 days, hey, everybody needs some sun in their life.
Absolutely. Even here in February, I know it's bouncing back every couple days, it seems like. But yeah, I'm going to maybe get some yard work done this weekend.
All right, Bock. NFL Combine starts today at 3 p.m. They're starting drills. I think today is quarterbacks, linebackers, and receivers. I think they start the drills today. Mel Kiper said that 4 players from Ohio State, Bock, will go in the top 10 in this year's draft. Mel Kiper's pretty right most of the time, except with the Shedeur Sanders thing.
Don't ask about that, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, he says that Caleb Downs will go number 2 overall. Arvell Reese, number 4 overall. Cornell Tate, number 6 overall. And Sonny Styles, number 7 overall.
Quite a loaded team though out there at Ohio State. No wonder they won the title a couple years ago. But you got to feel like maybe they fell a little bit short with that.
What if you had Jeremiah Smith in this draft class?
Yeah, I know. He'd be up in there too, top 10.
Yeah,
for sure.
So, when you look at a team like Ohio State, how can they replace these players? I mean, because you know why? They have good structure up there. They have good culture up there. They have great coaches up there, great developers up there. I have a friend who's the DB coach up there, Tim Walton. He's from Columbus, Georgia. He's the DB coach. He's a great coach. So, great program. I take nothing away from great programs, man. I would love for Nebraska to have 4 guys in the top 10 draft picks, but we'd probably be dead and gone when that happens.
Well, and it's crazy, too. You just look at the positions in absolute factory. It is something. I say ask how they keep getting them. Is there a factory? You get these top recruits as high school players, or nowadays even in the transfer portal, and turn them over and routinely get guys drafted up here. The more you can prove, it's like that sheet out that Nick Saban always carried around with him on his recruiting trips. You can show your NFL draft picks, the amount of money they made, all that sort of stuff's going to help you. So you look at those by position. It's 2 linebackers. Okay, they've got a lot of linebackers in the league. Safety. Okay, like defensive back. It's like defensive back U, and then wide receivers, which they're the same thing. Right up there with wide receiver U. So no surprise there. Though I will say, Mel Kiper might have to adjust his draft board a little bit. He's got Caleb Downs going number 2 to the Jets. There's more expectation that the Jets will go with an edge rusher there. David Bailey and Arvell Reese, both now number 3 and 4 in Mel Kiper's picks. Those are guys that could be edge rushers. But more of that is expected because the Jets traded away one of their edge rushers today in Jermaine Johnson to the Titans for Devondre Sweat. Sweat is an inside player, defensive tackle, so that can kind of help him. The Jets, of course, have been trading away basically all their defensive stars. I remember Sauce Gardner and Quentin Williams, both former first-round draft picks, were traded away this season. They held on to Jermaine Johnson through the season, but now have decided to get rid of him. And again, it just kind of continues a trend from them. 8 of the Jets' 11 first-round picks from 2015 to 2022 now have been traded. But now the expectation is with that trade, and it could be wrong, we'll see what happens, that the Jets would go with the edge rusher there at the second pick.
You don't skip on generational talent like Caleb Downs. I'm sorry, Bob.
That could be.
I mean, that's one, you got to take that. That's like that's like a Brian Dawkins. You look at it like that. That's like a Cam Chancellor from Seattle right there. That's like probably
we talked about the can't miss safety prospect.
Sean Taylor.
Yeah.
Like Ed Reed.
Eric Berry.
Eric Berry. Those are like players you have to take that pick right there. And they don't, that'll be their mistake, Bob.
Well, and then, maybe it could be enticing if they think they could get, if somebody wants to move up for Caleb Downs, maybe trade it, get some extra draft capital.
Or somebody want to rush or just trade, see if you can switch out with them and see how things go. But Bob, speaking of edge rusher, Harold Bain Jr.
Or Reuben Bain.
Reuben, yeah.
Miami.
I bet his dad's name is Harold. So,
I was going to say, is his brother or something?
Reuben Harold Baines. Yeah.
Okay,
Miami Star defensive end Reuben Bain Jr. measured in this morning with 30 and 7/8 inches arms and a 77.5 wingspan. He's a projected top 10 pick, and with those measurements, he would have the shortest arms in the first round edge since 1999.
That is a long time. Wow.
So he has some penguin arms. Is that what they try to say?
Yeah. He doesn't have very big arms. And that's what this stuff, it kind of gets interesting because he is generally viewed as just like as one of the top edge rushers, like you're saying. And throughout the season, I remember it was Josh Pate was saying like some of those Miami players looked like aliens out there, and he had to be among them. But that's part of maybe the alien part is that his arms don't look as long, and he's still going out there and getting the job done as much as he was. He was one of the best defenders across the board last year. Obviously, if you followed college football, obviously an All-American, was the defensive player of the year in the ACC. So yeah, that's interesting. Even won the Ted Hendricks Award.
Yeah. All right, Bob. I'm gonna go through this real quick. This is the average 40 time for each position since 2000. In the combine.
Okay.
Wide receivers average 4.48. Cornerbacks average 4.48. Running backs average 4.49. Free safety 4.53. Strong safety 4.55. Outside linebackers 4.60. Tight end 4.70. Inside linebacker 4.76. Fullback 4.80. DN 4.80. Quarterbacks 4.93. D tackles 5.06 seconds. Center 5.3. O tackle 5.3. And offensive guard 5.3. I could beat those 5 guys, though, Bob. I could beat everybody. I probably can.
Even now, as you're saying.
Yeah, I probably could take out everybody except the safety. Strong safeties 4-5-5. Back in my days, I would have took them all out. Yeah.
Yeah, it is interesting, and it's crazy though. Even with that, our ears are trained to hear that like it's a big difference, and it is. I mean, don't get me wrong, especially out there on the field. But you're talking about a 40-yard dash, so a little bit less than a football. 2 football fields or half a football field. Still an offensive lineman will take a second less than a running back out there to run 40 yards. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy, Buck. All right, Buck. Let's go to break, and when we come back, we'll jump into Matt Roof and Nebraska spring practice. We'll hear about that. We didn't listen to it yesterday. We'll jump on that next. Bock the Blackshirt. Be right back.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and on behalf of the entire Koppel team, we would like to say thank you to all of our loyal customers and employees that have allowed us to become one of the most successful GM dealerships in the country for the past 50 years. So we are celebrating that with some huge discounts. Right now, we have up to $13,500 off MSRP or 0% APR on select new models, and new Blazer EVs are leasing for $279 a month with 0 down. So check us out online at koppelcars.com. All deals with approved credit. See dealer for details.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 1221 N Street, Lincoln.
Hi, Charlie Stone here, and joining me is Andy Goodyear with Honda of Lincoln. Before I bring Andy on, we want to wish you joy, success, and good health in 2026. Andy, are you there?
Yes, I am, Charlie. And by the way, that was well said.
Andy, I know you want to kick off 2026 with a bang. What's going on at the dealership?
We got a lot going on here, Charlie. We have incredible savings on every new remaining 2025, New Year's savings on every new 2026, special low long-term financing, and special lease rates. The biggest news is we have more than 400 new 2025 and 2026 Hondas to choose from.
How about pre-owned?
We have over 125 pre-owned and certified pre-owned Hondas right now, with prices starting at under $10,000, and we have special low rates.
Well, maybe it's time you experience the best. The Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
One last night, one legendary career. On April 4th at 7 p.m., Love Nebraska hosts Love Austin at Baxter Arena, and it marks the final home match of Olympic gold medalist Jordan Larson's career. From world championships to unforgettable runs in Nebraska, she's defined excellence at every level. Now she shares the court one final time at home against an Austin squad ready to compete. It's more than a matchup. It's a farewell to a Nebraska icon and global trailblazer. Be there to witness history on April 4th at 7 p.m. Get your tickets now at lovbneb.com/tickets.
An hour ago, you didn't need a plumber. Now you're in a panic. When life throws you a surprise with a clogged drain, plugged or leaky toilet, broken pipe, leaky faucet or water heater, or a bathroom or kitchen plumbing upgrade, whatever. Just call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. Keep that number handy, 467-1111. Or go to BryantLincoln.com. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
MHC isn't a new company, just a new name. Moe's Moving is now Moe's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can handle your commercial moves as well. MHC Moving has 0 hidden fees. You'll never pay for same-day booking or be charged for stairs, heavy items, or elevator fees. Rates are the same Monday through Saturday, and you will never pay a truck or fuel surcharge. And they offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
Winter is just around the corner. Is your vehicle ready? Don't get left out in the cold. At A1 Automotive, we prep your car for whatever winter throws your way here in Nebraska. For battery checks, for brake inspections, tires, heaters, whatever your car needs to keep you and your family safe on the road, we've got you covered. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
You're listening to Bock and the Blackshirt.
Terrell Farley, defending Terrell Farley, who last week in his first start was a holy terror, number 43.
And Jake Bockoven. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Powered by Bauer.
Welcome back to Bock and the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. We're on Monday through Friday from 1 to 3. Bock, let's hit that journey that we didn't listen to yesterday. Let's see what the guys are talking about over at the university.
Yeah, it was press conference day yesterday, and then, of course, we'll hear a little bit more from them Saturday. It was a chance to hear from several coaches. Defensive line coach Corey Brown was out there. New special teams coordinator Brett Maher out there, as well as Coach Manning with the edge position. So where do you want to start? Maher, Brown, or Manning?
Give me Manning. I heard so much about Manning. Let's hear Manning first.
All right, we'll start with Manning. I think certainly a lot of people, the first thing you might think of as far as what he's inheriting is Williams Nwaneri. Let's hear what his thoughts there on Mr. Nwaneri are.
I think Will's a great example. Like, if you're drafting guys like in a lineup, you want Williams, right? Like, and not just from a size standpoint, but you watch him move around. He's fluid, you know what I mean? He's kind of savvy, and so he'll be a great. I won't say challenge. He'll be a great. It'll be a great opportunity to work with him for me, because I know he has traits, right? And now it's like, okay, skill development, and skills are built, right? Traits you're born with. You wake up, you're 6'5", you know, that's the genetic lottery, right? But the skills have to be built. And in my opinion, everything about football is like building skills. So,
yeah, William Nwaneri has the most upside of anybody probably on this team when you talk about attributes, when you talk about size, when you talk about length, when you talk about skills. Former 5-star, has to be developed. He has to want it more than a coach want it for him. Coach sound really pleasant with him, but the person that really has to want it is a William Nwaneri type. So he has to turn that motor on. He has to, I mean, a lot of players on this team, Bock, have to have that mean streak. How do coaches get it out of them? I don't know, because we haven't seen them like that yet here. So I haven't seen a pissed off Nebraska team. I haven't woke up and seen a person say, I'm pissed off today.
Yeah.
Like a Trey Palmer.
There
did.
you go.
on an Iowa game or whatever game he said that. But he went out there and proved that. And I'm waiting on guys on this team to wake up and really want it bad. I mean, when I'm talking about bad, is like you really got to want this thing bad enough to stop being just a average football team.
Yeah, we'll see. And part of that too, and I know he'll talk about the run game as well, but part of that has been for Nebraska, didn't necessarily get to the quarterback as much as they wanted to this past year. For what it's worth, if you look at 2023 and 2024, obviously under Coach Tony White, that was the first time since Pelini was on campus that Nebraska totaled 30 sacks or more. Last year under Coach John Butler, Nebraska was down to 22 sacks. And Javen Wright, I think had 2 in the bowl game, led the team with 3. You do not want 3 leading your teams in sacks. So Coach Manning, that's not good. Coach Rob Manning was asked, have you identified areas or reasons why Nebraska struggled to get to the quarterback last year?
Yeah, heck yeah, man. I mean, I feel like that's part of the belief in who you are. You always feel like you can pull it out of a guy, or get him to play at a higher level. I mean, that's, at least I feel that way. I can't speak for all coaches, but that's my challenge. Like, hey, I'm going to get this dude to play. Hey, I'm going to get this dude to be more effective in his capacity, whatever that is. So yeah, I mean, do we have enough? Yeah, we have enough. I got to coach my tail off, and we got to learn what we're doing and how to do it. But just from a pure walk through the door, hey, do you have enough in here to get after the quarterback? Yeah. And it's similar to, again, last year where, you have to create pressure on the quarterback. Either you have the personnel to do that, or you have to, earn your check and figure out ways schematically to pressure him, And, I think we did a combination of both, honestly, last year. I think we identified those skills and those guys as like, hey, this guy, he has some one-on-one ability, and then we put them in those scenarios as much as possible, schematically as best we could. And so that's the challenge. Right now, we're identifying those guys, right? So day 3, we'll see, but I'm excited. That's the journey. That's the process, and that's what's most exciting for me as a coach.
Great speech right there, Bock. Players got to want it. You got to identify who's good at what and who's not, Bock. Who can who can beat a guy one-on-one. If I can beat this guy one-on-one every play, Bob, coach, give me that opportunity. I want that opportunity. If I can beat this guy, if you line up across me, Bob, and if I know I can get you 9 out of 10 times, and coach teaches you something to throw with it, you take that bone, Bob. You don't drop that bone and say you want to learn on your own. So, I like the way Coach Manning is speaking. I wish we had more coaches like that on this team to really try to bring it out of these players, because, this is a developing part of college right here, and you have to develop guys more than just throw them on the field and say, let's go.
Yeah, and it's interesting. I mean, I think that, as we talk about this offseason, Roy Manning should be one of the bigger reasons for expectations to go up, especially with those edge rushers. I mean, he's got a long resume as far as where he's coached in good places across the way in the Michigan, Cincinnati, UCLA, Oklahoma, USC, and of course, most recently there with San Diego State. And that's where he's got a little bit more familiarity, with Rob Orich. And so he was asked about his connection with new defensive coordinator Rob Orich and the expectations working with him moving forward.
Yeah, I think just alignment and approach, alignment and how he sees the game of football. Believes in stopping the run. I think that's big. If you look over the course of my career, I've worked for a number of different coaches and different philosophies, and you take different things from everyone. But getting around Rob, just a week or two when we met, it was pretty clear that he places a huge priority on stopping the run, and I believe in that personally. And then just watching how he navigates the role of coordinator, because you're coordinating men who all have experience, and you're coordinating players, and just his approach and how he weaves through that kind of seamlessly and effectively. And I'm a big Rob Orich fan. I think that's no secret, and so just looking to continue to improve and do the same things here or better.
And I think that was Rick, throw it to you. I think that was the biggest good news for Oscar fans to hear, is the emphasis on stopping the run.
That's the first thing you got to do, Bob. You got to do one aspect at a time. I think us trying to be a run-stopping team first, that helps a lot on the defense, especially when you become an elite run-stopper defense. This is a running league right here in the Big Ten. A lot of people say that. It's been proven over the years with all the different running backs. We have different running back styles. So stopping the run is always number one priority on defense.
All right, let's jump to more of Roy Manning. Yesterday at the press conference after practice, he was asked several things here. How about just in general? What type of player do you look for in your edge room?
Yeah, just from a physical trait standpoint, no different than the NFL. I want guys that are, probably a minimum of 6'2", and that's on the low end. Yeah, I want the 6'5" guy, but I'm okay if a guy's 6'2", 6'3", weight-wise, to do what we're going to ask them to do. And at this level, they need to at least be 240s, 250s. Again, that's at the bottom of that scale. They can be as big as 275, 280, you know what I mean? And still, I think, operate and get the job done. And so height, weight, I think we're in that world. As far as skill set, different guys do different things. Some guys are stronger against the run. Some guys are more natural pass rushers. Obviously, we want guys that can do it all when we're recruiting and trying to find those guys. But at the same time, the best coaches, put guys in a position where what they're good at shows, or can be put on display. And so I always want guys that have pass rush ability, whether it's a great first step or being able to bend or just have a relentless motor, because there's different ways to get to the quarterback. And if you look at NFL, there's an array of different types of edge players across that league that are effective at getting to the quarterback. So showing them those things and not taking a guy that's 6'2" and showing him Myles Garrett tape, you know what I mean? That's not going to make sense. But I'm going to show him Hassan Reddick. I am going to show him, someone else, Agent Zero, someone else, you know what I mean? And so that's the fun part again.
Show him some Grant Wistrom. Show him some Trev Apple.
There you go. Yeah.
Show him some Sue. Show him some Randy Gregory. You know, we got a long list of guys that we can go with on here. You don't have to show him other guys, but you know, he is the coach though. But you know, Bob, my question to you: who do you figure will be on the other side of New Ely when we start this campaign right here this year?
Oh man, even off the top of my head, you know, you wonder like a Cam Linhart might be in there. You know, they brought Anthony Jones in out of the portal. Riley Van Poppel's probably more inside. Yeah, I mean, I think those are the names that come. I'm probably missing somebody. You know, I think Petrak or Caden Petchak is one. First of all, still adjusting to pronounce his name, but you know, that's a guy that I think had a lot of high promise early in the season, and I think that's what was kind of interesting is that both him and Waneri kind of flashed early, and I think Petchak could play inside or outside depending on where they want him. But you know, I mean, I think that there's some talent in that room. I think there's some opportunity if you can. And again, it's still kind of going back to, can you get freshman Cam Linhart production back in that discussion?
Yeah, that's probably my main concern.
See, they also, I mean, trying to think of some other names that might be in that conversation.
Well, you know, a guy like Tyson Terry, he's going to be in the inside. So happy to have him back this year. Hope he can get it back on track and be that force that he was the year before that. So, you know, we'll have to see how things go for spring ball, and we'll keep you updated on defensive line.
I said Wills McGahee might be another one who entered the portal, came back to Nebraska. You know, as they kind of transitioned from this, you know, a linebacker rushing position that was kind of the edge before, now back to a traditional four-man front. That'll just be kind of interesting where they put some of these guys.
Yeah.
But let's continue here with Coach Manning. I mentioned Anthony Jones. Here was his thoughts on the well-traveled Anthony Jones now here in Lincoln.
Ant's been great. You know, obviously a journeyman, played a lot of ball. Just instantly just brings, you know, experience obviously to the room, but maturity. You know, I love those guys, you know, like older guys that have been in the fire a little bit, you know, because if they're wired the right way, they can really help my cause of bringing the entire room together. And so he's been Anthony, you know, as far as, you know, staying true to who he is. He shows up, you know, and he's leading, and it's not always vocal. He's leading by example right now through the first couple of days, in my opinion. And so, but I'm also big on, like, I want unit strength. I want, like, as much as we have some individuals in there, like, my goal is, like, I want the best room on the team. It's kind of how I approach it. So a lot of work to do, but he's obviously sticking out.
All right. Well, Journey Travelman, I've picked production over Journey, Bock, any day. I need somebody who can give me production.
Yeah, preferably, but you know, they hopefully can get the most production out of him in here in his senior season. I don't want to overlook up some names. Now that you brought that up, I did. There were some names that I didn't want to overlook. Jordan Ochoa was a guy that was getting some pub going into last season. Didn't end up playing as much, but
started the bowl game, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, was starting to come along. David Hopkin, another guy. I mean, 6'7", 285. We talk about can't teach that sort of size. And then another name to keep in mind. How about Mac Markway?
Oh, yeah.
Former tight end over
at DN.
Yeah. So those are some names I definitely don't want to leave out of there as well. But kind of interesting, too, as he talked about, you know, a lot of those guys might get an opportunity because he was kind of talking about the strength of the unit and rotating guys in there. He was asked how many guys ideally would you like to play in a game?
Yeah, I feel like you need 5 for sure. And typically we're going to travel always 6. I mean, just for defensive purposes, you know, because again, you may have someone that their role is a little bit more, hey, maybe he's more of a third down guy for us. This guy's maybe more of a early down. So, but you need 5/6 for sure. I mean, you know, those numbers can dwindle very fast in a game. So you definitely need to have, I think, 6 guys really to go into a game.
Are we talking about just DNs or outside guys?
Position, yep.
Yeah, you should always be 3 deep, something like that. You know, take your top 3 on each side. more going to be on special teams. Some of them are going to be more likely on punt return, field goals, some teams like that. So you're always going to be 3 deep.
Yeah. And of course, rotation was big with Coach Butler, a couple of years ago, or, Coach Butler last year and then Coach White before that. So I think that's interesting. Final thing I wanted to hear from Coach Manning here. How do some of the guys you have fit in this new scheme you're trying to evolve?
Yeah, I think that's always a challenge, right? When we're coming in with a scheme change is answering that question. And so all those guys, they're individual and bring different, talents and skill set. And I think that's our challenge this spring is to cultivate that. I mean, at its core, football is still football. And so there's nothing overly unique about what we do, but it's just teaching those guys how to do it. And, really ingraining those guys like, here's the core principles, because their techniques have changed and will change from what they've done the last few years. So, but that's why they pay me, like get them to execute, their jobs and responsibilities within this system and scheme. So I've been really pleased with the room. And I don't like comparing, but from a attitude and approach standpoint, they remind me of the group I just coached a year ago. A bunch of eager, willing guys that just want to get better, improve, and be a part of the good. So I'm excited to continue to work with those guys.
So I say a lot of it's just going to be still getting familiarity. It's always going to be interesting to kind of see what these type of answers to these questions are now to by the end of spring when he has more of an idea of what he's working with.
All right, we'll take it to break. 93.7 The Ticket. Bock The Blackshirt. We'll be right back.
Just got new tires put on my car today.
You did? I didn't see you leave the office.
I didn't need to. Graham Tire picked up my car this morning and dropped it back off and they were done.
You're kidding. How'd you get that kind of service?
That's just what they do at Graham Tire.
Schedule your service online on the Pickup and Delivery tab at GrahamTireLincoln.com. That's GrahamTireLincoln.com. Let us do the running. Some limitations apply. See store for details.
Hi, Charlie Stone here, and joining me is Andy Goodyear with Honda of Lincoln. Before I bring Andy on, we want to wish you joy, success, and good health in 2026. Andy, are you there?
Yes, I am, Charlie. And by the way, that was well said.
Andy, I know you want to kick off 2026 with a bang. What's going on at the dealership?
We got a lot going on here, Charlie. We have incredible savings on every new remaining 2025, New Year's savings on every new 2026, special low long-term financing, and special lease rates. The biggest news is we have more than 400 new 2025 and 2026 Hondas to choose from.
How about pre-owned?
We have over 125 pre-owned and certified pre-owned Hondas right now with prices starting at under $10,000, and we have special low rates.
Well, maybe it's time you experience the best. The Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today. We'll see mostly sunny skies. It'll be breezy and mild. An afternoon high around 60. Tonight, mainly clear skies and light winds. A low around 34. And tomorrow, we'll see mostly sunny skies return with a light breeze. Be warm. The afternoon high near 69. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Planet Fitness has everything you need anytime the motivation hits, so you can give everything you've got. With most clubs open 24 hours, you've got access to our best-in-class equipment to tackle early morning reps, late-night miles, and every workout in between. Join the club today and save $28 or more when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends February 27th. You ready? Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet. See club for details.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket immediately after every Nebraska men's basketball game for 1 hour of post-game recap. The Nebraska Basketball Postgame Show is sponsored by Union Bank and Trust, John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electrical, Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, and the Lincoln Airport on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 1221 N Street, Lincoln.
MWR, a local company of Lincoln, is proud to announce they are able to offer their own post-frame building packages in metal to anyone desiring a building, whether you're a contractor or a DIYer. They can install your building as always, and they offer multiple different rib profiles and loads of color options, including the wood grain metal at great competitive prices. You can inquire at mwrbuildingandfence.com or just draw your desired building and submit it in their Contact Us page, and they'll get back to you. Call MWR today at 402-540-8966. When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
One last night, one legendary career. On April 4th at 7 p.m., Love Nebraska hosts Love Austin at Baxter Arena, and it marks the final home match of Olympic gold medalist Jordan Larson's career. From world championships to unforgettable runs in Nebraska, she's defined excellence at every level. Now she shares the court one final time at home against an Austin squad ready to compete. It's more than a matchup. It's a farewell to a Nebraska icon and global trailblazer. Be there to witness history on April 4th at 7 p.m. Get your tickets now at lovebneb.com/tickets. Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, a matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with plenty of room for advancement.
You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Bock the Blackshirt here on 93.7. The Ticket. We are powered by Bauer.
Infrastructure.
Bauer.
Underground.
Brad.
Excavating.
Shout out to the Bauer crews working hard throughout the Omaha and Lincoln areas. But we just listened to Coach Roy Manning, and now I've come to the D tackles of the combine. Bach, this one kid, look at this. This is what we need, Bach. We need guys this big, this fast, that's very athletic, not just a guy who's big. D lineman Grayson Halton from OU. He's 6'3", 293, Bach. He just launched 36.5 inch vertical.
Yeah, pretty impressive.
Athlete.
Yeah.
Athlete.
Compare that. Any number you give him compared to Ty Robinson's, just so people have a base. He jumped 33.5.
Mm-hmm. What did he run?
He ran a 4.83 40-yard.
All right, let's go to the big guys. Now, DeMonte Capehart. I don't know. He's from Clemson. 4.85.
4.85, okay.
D tackle Zane Durant, Penn State. You remember him?
I remember him for sure.
4.76.
Yeah, got some speed.
Yeah,
For a big man.
1.66 10. University of Kentucky defensive tackle David Gusta, 308 pounds.
Boy, that's big.
4.88.
Moving.
The big guy from Oklahoma that we talked about, 4.83. And these are just D-line linebackers and place kickers today. Who's going today? Tomorrow, Friday, DBs and tight ends. Saturday, quarterbacks, running backs, and receivers. So we probably won't know anything. And Sunday is O-line. So we won't probably know anything about Emmett to probably late Saturday night if he do run.
Yeah, that's too bad. Obviously, we don't have a show on Saturday, so I'd love to have that position going on a little bit earlier in the week. But it is what it is. We'll get to that news certainly next week and be able to follow the combine as we go. But you said DBs. Of course, Nebraska does have a DB in there in Deshaun Singleton. What day are DBs?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Okay, so yeah, we can follow that.
Yeah. So yeah, but Bob, when you talk, these guys are athletes, Bob. That's what you want. Who's doing the recruiting in Nebraska? I want some guys like this.
Oh, yeah. Well, you generally are going to want guys to end up at the NFL Combine. By the way, there is some news in Nebraska football, but it's Nebraska flag football have found their new coach that they will bring in. Liz Sowers is the decision. 5-time national championship coach Liz Sowers is who they ultimately went up with. I believe it's her sister, Katie Sowers, will serve as the associate head coach alongside her sister. They both come from Ottawa University in Kansas, where they built a championship program at the NAIA level. So now we know, we heard from Troy Dannon that they were, zoning in on those, on the next hire, who it would be. Now we know who leads Nebraska women's flag football going into the future. So already a little bit of a resume behind it. But we can also jump to a little bit more for the press conference yesterday, if you're ready.
Yeah, go ahead, Bob.
All right. Well, we were on the defensive line. Let's kind of stay there. Let's go to Coach Corey Brown. Of course, with Manning, he was talking about a lot of the edge rushers. We named a few guys that we thought might be there in the middle. And Riley Van Poppel, certainly one of them. Coach Corey Brown talked about RVP the other day.
To make sure he has deliberate focus to get better daily. And it's something that he can pick out certain things in his game. And we talked about strengths and weaknesses in our one-on-one meeting. Obviously, if he probably was in here, he'd probably tell you, going off of yesterday's practice, he needs to be better with his hand. His hand placement, hand consistency, and how strong they are. But I think his game has so much room to grow. And it's from a fundamental standpoint of understanding, because it is a new defense. How we're fitting things, where the ball is going to be based on how the blocks we're going to see, and that's my job as a coach to make sure I can shorten the learning curve. Based on backfield sets, this is what you should be expecting. Sometimes D&D wise with this call, this is what you could be expecting. And he's a smart guy. He's been around ball. He understands that. But now adding the technique to his wits, it definitely help his game go leaps and bounds.
So there you go, Coach Corey Brown talking about Riley Van Poppel specifically, but I think a lot of that could be moved over to any coach that you're looking, or player, that you're looking to develop. Again, this is new defensive line coach Corey Brown the other day at the press conference for Nebraska, starting spring practice earlier than usual, and then just about everybody else in the country. Corey Brown, of course, played at the University of Iowa, and he was asked if he feels like he's on the right side of that rivalry now.
I kind of always joke enough that I'm old enough where I kind of don't read comments a lot online. Between me working and then from there, my son, my family takes up a lot of time. But so haven't heard much to answer your question, but I always feel like I'm on the right side of the rivalry right now. Yes, sir.
Well, that's the best thing you can say because you're here.
Yeah,
but we know once you go home, you bleed black and gold. So, but the red and scarlet will pay your bills.
Yeah, paying the paycheck.
Yeah, I mean, you always got to, I understand, our coach, our former player. We need whoever's the best available coach out there that can get these guys in the right mind frame. We talking about he knows his stuff when he talk about Van Poppel with his hands. Got to use your hands in the game of football, especially as a great defense. You also got to use your hands even more. So, great thing by Coach right there. I think when Matt Rule hired these guys, he got the right guys in there. These are guys you should have had in from the start, not just after 3 years of services from other coaches that on a get-rich scheme or whatever it is. But, these are the guys you need in there, real coaches who know what players need to do. Use your hands, alignment, just body-wise. They know what they're looking for. They're not choosing just, you don't want to go with what you got. You have to get better at what you got, but at the same time, get better at every day.
Yeah, get the technique going again, and that's what he was asked here about teaching. Technique to the young guys about stopping the run specifically again, which is kind of the big hurdle that has to be jumped on, over for Nebraska football this next year is stopping the run.
Just how fluid you have to be from a standpoint of, you talk about a must gap and a bonus gap, demanding and controlling your gap. And then from there, that's done with good footwork, good strength, good leverage, because that's hard to gain against another grown man that's been in the weight room 3 and 4 years as well. So that one-on-one battle is one with the technical part of it. And then also that guy up front is always a fight to who can get their hands inside, who can get their foot placed where they need to be, and how quick you can get your feet up and off the ground. So just those one-on-one matchups day in, day out. And we're practicing against a very, very good offensive line. I've been here a short period of time, but we have some really, really good alignment. There's going to be some great battles for us in the spring as a young group. So very, very excited about that. But that's the key, making sure they can understand how those small details are big in the picture of owning my must gap, and then from there being able to play into the bonus gap.
Yeah, good talk. Yeah, sounds great to me, Bock.
Yeah, already complimenting the offensive line too. That would be good. That also will be music to Nebraska fans' ears, as that's kind of the challenge on the opposite side of the ball for Nebraska, is to get these trenches going. But yeah, it was good kind of debut press conference to be able to at least hear from both the defensive line coaches and the parts there, as we're hearing there from Corey Brown right now. We already heard from Roy Manning early on. We still got some Brett Maher that we can play on the other side of the break, but it is obviously an all-important position on that defensive side of the ball. If Nebraska is going to take a big step forward, and just in general, when we talk about it, that schedule, it's going to be a bear. They better get that defensive line ready to stop the run.
All right. 93.7 The Ticket. Bock in the Black Shirt. We'll be right back.
It's seafood season at Amigos. Time to get that one-of-a-kind, crisp crab rangoon burrito and dip it in some sweet chili sauce. There's a crab rangoon Frenchie, too. Enjoy grilled fish, grilled shrimp, or crispy fish tacos, wrapped in warm whole wheat tortillas, topped with pico de gallo, cabbage, and Amigos Chipotle mayo sauce. From jumbo shrimp baskets or fish and chips to fish tacos, there's something for everyone. You'll love the bold, fresh flavors of seafood at Amigos. Amigos is serving up a brand new way to score the bold, fresh flavors you love with 8 affordable value meals. At $5 and $6, these meals are easy on the wallet, so treat yourself anytime. Sink into the new 3-cheese melt or taco melt, both stacked with crave-worthy flavor in every bite. There's crunchy taquito dippers, too, perfect for dunking in Amigos' famous ranch or spicy cheese. Big flavor, small price. Value meals at Amigos.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket immediately after every Nebraska men's basketball game for 1 hour of post-game recap. The Nebraska Basketball Postgame Show is sponsored by Union Bank and Trust, John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electrical, Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, and the Lincoln Airport on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Winter is just around the corner. Is your vehicle ready? Don't get left out in the cold. At A1 Automotive, we prep your car for whatever winter throws your way here in Nebraska. For battery checks, brake inspections, tires, heaters, Whatever your car needs to keep you and your family safe on the road, we've got you covered. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 1221 N Street, Lincoln.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
MWR, a local company of Lincoln, is proud to announce they are able to offer their own post-frame building packages in metal to anyone desiring a building, whether you're a contractor or a DIYer. They can install your building as always, and they offer multiple different rib profiles and loads of color options, including the wood grain metal at great competitive prices. You can inquire at mwrbuildingandfence.com or just draw your desired building and submit it in their contact us page and they'll get back to you. Call MWR today at 402-540-8966.
An hour ago, you didn't need a plumber. Now you're in a panic. When life throws you a surprise with a clogged drain, plugged or leaky toilet, broken pipe, leaky faucet or water heater, or a bathroom or kitchen plumbing upgrade, whatever. Just call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing, 467-1111. Keep that number handy, 467-1111. Or go to BryantLincoln.com. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
Hi, Charlie Stone here, and joining me is Andy Goodyear with Honda of Lincoln. Before I bring Andy on, we want to wish you joy, success, and good health in 2026. Andy, are you there?
Yes, I am, Charlie. And by the way, that was well said.
Andy, I know you want to kick off 2026 with a bang. What's going on at the dealership?
We got a lot going on here, Charlie. We have incredible savings on every new remaining 2025, New Year's savings on every new 2026, special low long-term financing, and special lease rates. The biggest news is we have more than 400 new 2025 and 2026 Hondas to choose from.
How about pre-owned?
We have over 125 pre-owned and certified pre-owned Hondas right now, with prices starting at under $10,000, and we have special low rates.
Well, maybe it's time you experience the best. The Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Hey, Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top-quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at WindowWorldLincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
I'm Alfred Nobel, the inventor of dynamite. So the Nebraska Lottery has asked me to talk about the Cash Blast promotion. Until March 24th, Buy a 2x2 ticket and get a voucher. Enter online for a chance to win a $5,000 or $500 weekly prize. If you're winning vouchers from a 7-day draw ticket, your prize is doubled. So when can I explode the dynamite?
No dynamite in the studio, Dr. Nobel.
How about a cherry bomb?
No.
Sparkler?
Sorry.
2x2 top prize odds are 1 in 105,000.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You're listening to Bock in the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Bock in the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. It is the last segment of the day, but Bock, I got something for you. This guy is 6'6", 327 pounds from Florida State, defensive tackle Caleb Banks. Just ran a 5.05, Bock.
That's a big man moving.
6'6", 327. As we continue to watch today's combine, go home and watch it, chill out, relax. They got all for the next 3 to 4 days. It will be on. See if you can catch Nebraska's Emmett Johnson, and also Deshaun Singleton will be participating in the 2026 NFL Combine.
Yeah, it should be exciting. Hopefully they do well, and Nebraska well represented in the NFL draft. It's always good to have a few folks in the building. As we mentioned, the more the better, generally moving forward, and we'll see if Nebraska can get to that as a program. We've got a few more press conference bites we can get to, but I did also want to mention as we are wrapping it up here, just to kind of be on the lookout in the next couple of days for Husker baseball and softball. Husker baseball, of course, 4-3, will enter a weekend series with Auburn, which starts tomorrow. Auburn, a top 15 team in the nation. Tomorrow at 6 is when they will start. Of course, that will be on the road, close to Terrell's home, actually, back there, close to Auburn.
Oh, man, they left already. I was going to try to hop on the plane.
Yeah, try to get with them. All games will be available on the SEC Network Plus, which I believe is part of ESPN Plus. So you're going to have to feel like an SEC fan there for a second as you do it. They might not necessarily be cheering for the Huskers. They might be a little bit biased toward Auburn, but nevertheless, you'll be able to watch some Husker baseball that way. Number 9, Husker softball back in action this evening on ESPN Plus. Of course, 11-4 entering this game. Number 9, they take on number 21 Oklahoma State, and they're heading. They're already there, I'm assuming now at Oklahoma State to take them on 6:00 this evening on ESPN Plus. Nebraska will also play South Dakota in Tulsa over the weekend. In fact, just tomorrow, both those games tomorrow, before resuming the weekend series with Okie State Saturday and Sunday. All games with Oklahoma State and even the Tulsa game will all be available on ESPN Plus. Just that South Dakota State game will not be. So that's kind of what you have to look out for in those two sports. We mentioned Nebraska women's flag football made their hire with Liz Sowers coming along with her associate head coach and sister Katie Sowers. So it's been a bit of a busy day for Husker sports. And of course, we know Nebraska basketball won last night. So we'll cover it all. But also, Brett Maher spoke to the media yesterday. So we've got a few minutes. We could get some special teams talking here.
One thing right quick, Bob. Rapper Kodak Black is the first rapper to ever have a custom-made, iced-out Black & Miles tip.
Really? I didn't know that was a thing.
He got all gold. He got some with diamonds in it. He got some with, they're different, but never seen that before.
I haven't either. Is it going to cost more to get them, I suppose, maybe?
I don't know. He just got the tip on them. They very sharp tips, though.
That's a little bit different.
Go ahead with Maher.
We'll yeah, let's get into to Brett Maher and how he wants to help improve Archie Wilson.
That's one of the challenges with having a guy that is so versatile, right, and has a huge bag of tricks, to where sometimes you lose sight on kind of what your bread and butter is, right? So I would say for like moving forward, honing in on that, but still having the other tools and the other kind of change ups. But really dialing in your fastball, I guess, for lack of a better term.
Got it quiet, eh?
Yeah.
Well, he has a big job ahead of him, Bach.
Yeah.
There's nowhere else to say it. You gotta do equally better as the previous Eckler was here. Did have a stretch where we didn't do anything on special teams, but they did a great enough job last year to turn it around and make it 10 times better than it was the year before. So hopefully he can keep that same tradition going along, get guys out there that really want to make tackles, that really want to run down the field, that really want to try to score every opportunity you get, especially on special teams.
Yeah, and here's his thoughts. Of course, you mentioned last year about kind of what they did well last year and how things have changed this year.
There was a lot of stuff that we did really well last year. So it would be foolish on our end to try to wholesale change everything. And I think as you guys have listened to Coach Rule, that's not something that we're interested in doing. We're going to keep what worked and we're going to evolve the rest of the facets of it. So I guess to kind of put a bow on that one is not looking back on what the past of it was, but figuring out the best way forward to maximize the guys that we have here. And I do think, in terms of special teams, you've got all different shapes and sizes and athletic talents that you can find a piece for. The challenge for us is figuring out how to put those, all those different guys into advantageous situations to be successful, make sure they're confident, make sure they're fearless. And you got to be a little bit wild to play special teams too. So finding those the right guys and the right blends. Nick and I's personalities are not the same, and that's just the fact of the matter. But I've seen it work with so many different people that at the end of the day, it's the players that are out there playing, and it's our job to put them in situations to be successful, in situations to be fearless, in situations to be confident, and build the culture of special teams, which Coach Rule plays a huge part in.
Very interesting there at the end.
Soft-spoken.
Yeah.
Soft-spoken. Kind of scares me.
Oh, yeah, because you definitely like the energy you saw from Eckler. So
yeah,
that's one of the questions.
You're a special team coach. You're going to have to deal with different guys. Like he said, you're really going to have to just, put your best players out there who's probably non-starters who's going to want to try to fill those roles, but at the same time, you got a job to do. The other coach, as your special teams, the other coach, he has a job to do. Nobody cares about how you feel about it. Not really saying how you feel about each other. You're just two totally different people.
Yeah.
But you got to get along and coach it.
Yeah, got to get it done. Final question for him that I want to hear from today is one I've been wondering myself. So I want to hear from one of the field goal kickers that was kicking some boomers there in the NFL, some long ones. What's been the reason field goal kickers are able to kick further nowadays?
NFL specifically, or college, or both? Well, I think in the NFL, started getting really good at breaking and kicking balls. To be honest with you, that was part of it. There's also kickers are athletes now. They can run, they can jump, they can lift. Now we're not Division I athletes, but we are like very good athletes. Anytime you have a better athlete, you're going to be able to kick ball farther, kick ball higher. And then you've got the K balls and kind of the evolution of that in the NFL. And now they got rid of those last year. So that's where I think you're seeing like a bunch of bombs getting dropped. And I don't think that's going away anywhere. How I think it trickles down to the college game is you've got younger kids that are going to grow up watching that. And so that's going to be commonplace where, like, if you can kick a ball far, like, you've got a shot. So now it's kind of up to all the coaches in the world to try to hone that in and narrow that focus, I guess, a little bit to making kicks, which at the end of the day is what our job is. But I do think that will trickle into the college game. And there's also less consequence in the college game with a long field goal. You get the ball like where it's snapped instead of where it's kicked. So you're like that 8-yard swing can make it a little more advantageous to take a rip at it too.
There you have it. I've been interested in that. Yeah.
One quick thing, Bach. Leave the music playing. Maryland head coach Buzz Williams called the Nebraska basketball team a sneaky Final Four good. He says that the 2025-26 Huskers team is better than the 23-24 team that his team beat in the NCAA tournament while at Texas A&M.
Well, there you have it. That sounds good to me. It aligns with what it should be, right? That team was good, but it was an 8 seed. Nebraska, this one should be a little bit higher. So yeah, it's always good to hear that, and especially it's one thing to sit from the sideline and say it, but from somebody that's coaching up against it and coached up against the previous team, yeah, good words.
All right, Bock, let's get out of here. It's Bock in the Black Shirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. We will be back up in this place tomorrow. Same place, same time. We're out.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000